Started. Welcome everybody. I will now call the meeting to order at 6:04 p.m. So our agenda for tonight is we will have our officers' reports, then we'll have our icebreaker, committee updates, a word from Principal Johnson, announcements, new business, and closing. Starting with Liz on the minutes.
Thanks, everyone. The minutes were sent to PTA members in advance. I'm just calling for any amendments. All right, hearing none, the minutes then are approved as presented. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, so on to the president's report. I wanted to tell everyone that we are making the transition into Member Hub. I don't know if you have been receiving the emails. You should have by now at least received one email for tonight's meeting. They are coming directly through the Member Hub, so it could be going to spam if you haven't received them before now. But this is how you get your membership cards. I just want to make sure that everyone has logged in at least once and has their PTA membership cards, because we are approaching tax season and you do get a tax deduction for having had your membership in the PTA. So I know that we have posted the letter about tax deductible memberships. I just wanted you to know that that does apply to your PTA membership. So having that proof of your membership is probably very important for your tax preparers or for you, and recalling what you paid for your membership as well. You should have a receipt from Member Hub, so you need to find, if you do a general search, it should come up. And so be on the lookout for any more correspondences from the PTA. They'll be coming through Member Hub for committee information purposes. And then is Carrie on the line? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so I will do the yearbook update. So Carrie graciously put together our yearbook. She's made reaches out to all of the teachers as far as getting the orders in. We did hit the deadline for pre-orders. So at this point, the last time that we checked, we had about 35 yearbooks available for purchase. We do have the link in the chat. If you haven't had an opportunity to purchase your yearbook, you can go to the website to go to the yearbook link and you can make your purchase there. The yearbooks are $15. So after 100, we can't guarantee any more books. So those 35, once they're gone, they're gone. And then I did want to update everyone on the Masquerade. So we had planned to have a Montessori Masquerade in 2020. Obviously, COVID shut that down. And here we are still in 2021, hoping to have the Masquerade, but we won't be able to do so. So what's going to happen is instead we're going to have an online auction. So we are making calls for individuals. If you do have any local businesses that you believe would support our cause, you can reach out to our community involvement chair, Lily, at the community@Goodland Montessori PTA email address with potential businesses that you think would be willing to donate to our auction. Did anyone have any questions on the president's report? Okay, hearing none, we'll go on to the treasurer's report.
Hi, everybody. So the copy of the February treasurer's report was previously sent to all paying members for your review. At this time, we're not going to continue to go through each line item. We're just going to review basic information, and then we're going to do a motion. And then if there's any questions, we can handle that at the appropriate time. So the balance on hand as of January 22nd was $6,770.11. Total receipts was 646 and expenditures were 394. So as of, let's see, February 19th, the current balance was $6,722.43. So to start, I'd like to call for a motion to accept the budget as presented, please.
Second, Robin.
Did we get a motion first?
Oh, sorry. I'll make the motion to approve the budget.
Thank you.
And I'll
Liz.
second it.
Thank you. Okay, so now I want to open, now that we have a motion and a second, I'd like to open it up for any items for discussion. Okay, so if there are no questions, then I'd like to call for the vote to accept the February Treasurer's Report as presented. If you could please, all paying members, do we have to do the roll call or can we do it via the chat?
Via
Carmen?
the chat is fine.
So then if you could please vote aye, nay, or abstain.
Motion is approved.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, you guys. So I just have one more small announcement. So this will be the last night that I will be presenting the treasurer's report because I have decided that I'm no longer able to handle the time commitment that this position requires. Therefore, I will be stepping down as treasurer. I'd like to take the time to just thank everybody for their ongoing support and the opportunities for me to learn everything that I have learned in supporting this new PTA. I also feel that someone with more free time would better dedicate themselves to this very important position. So I just wanted to announce that and just know that I'm still going to be here as a part of the PTA, just in a different capacity. And that if anybody has anything or needs anything, I'll still be here to support our school and our families. So thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you, Monica. We really appreciate your service. At this time, we did have the opportunity, I do want to let the membership know we are not without a treasurer. We did have notice ahead of today's meeting, and we were able as an executive board to take the steps we needed to fill the role once Monica decided she was stepping down. So at this time, I would like to announce that we have a new treasurer, and our new treasurer will be Nicole Chosnick. Thank you.
Awkward.
No worries. Thank you, everyone. So on to the next slide. So at this time, we are going to have an icebreaker. I will be pushing us all into our breakout rooms as always. You can stay in the main room if you are not in a position to go into the breakout rooms. They will automatically populate. We will have 8 minutes in our rooms, and our topic of discussion this month is your favorite children's book or your student's favorite children's book. Okay.
Hey, Carmen, can you hear me? Oops.
I guess we were early.
I feel like we should play like Jeopardy hold music to entertain us all.
Nicole, did I go in your room?
Jake, remote, don't mute it.
Ooh.
He mutes it.
Oh, you weren't in my room.
Oh,
Here we go. Is Carmen back?
Oh, Ami joined.
Yeah, I see Miss Avi's here. Hi, Miss Avi.
Hi. I'll be here for a little bit and then I gotta go.
Well, we're happy to have you for the little bit that you're here.
Thank you. I miss everyone. I'll be back soon.
Okay, Carmen, I think we're good. I've got the committee slide up.
Okay, sounds good. So we are going to circle back to the audit committee because unfortunately our chair has a prior commitment, but she will be on the line later, so we'll circle back to that. So we'll move on to classroom parents with Nicole.
Hey, everybody. So for Dr. Seuss's birthday, although we did honor Dr. Seuss this year, transitioning and just honoring Read Across America going forward. But we would like to make a special thanks to Josue and his mom, Jen, for making the wonderful video that we posted up on our sites of him reading Green Eggs and Ham. For World Water Day this year, we're actually focusing on hand washing and not touching, so for COVID friendly for those kids in school. And we still do need a backup parent for Mrs. Belts, but we're not going to focus on that anymore until we transition into next year, and then we'll try to get a backup for her. And because I am assuming the role of treasurer, we are looking for a room parent chair. So if anybody's interested in becoming the room parent chair, you can hit either me or Carmen up about it, and we'd be happy to answer your questions. And that's all I've got.
Thank you. Next, moving on to Lily with community involvement.
Coming up in May, we're going to be supporting a nonprofit called Operation Gratitude. What they do is they put together kits for recent military graduates, those who are overseas, current family members, and they put together these kits. Part of the kit is a parachute cord bracelets that they can use for rescues and for the materials within the bracelet. We are going to put together kits that the kids can take home and actually make these bracelets, and then return back and then send to Operation Gratitude. And those would go into the kits that they send out to military and former military. That's going to be in May. We are going to do a fundraiser or an ask from families to donate, so we can get supplies for students. I don't think I left anything out. Does anybody have any questions about the event? It will be happening in May.
Sounds good. Thank you, Lily. Next up, we have family involvement. So I want to thank everyone that came out over the weekend. We did have a phenomenal time playing Blizzard Bingo, and I think the star of the evening was Zayden. If you were there, you want to stand. He took over and assumed the role of host from his mother, and I think that it made it very fun. Coming up in April, we're going to be having a virtual scavenger hunt / book walk. So be on the lookout. Starting April 1st, you're going to be looking for clues that ultimately is going to end in the pages of the book being displayed outside of school. So be ready, because there will be clues hidden throughout the school as well as online. And then we are currently still looking for a family involvement chair. So if you have any interest in serving in that role, you can contact me at president@goodlandmontessoripta.org. Thank you. And then fundraising. So it looks like Karen is not here, so I'll go ahead and share out with you guys. So we are currently in the midst of a fundraiser right now. If you haven't done so already, if you can send in any email addresses you might have that we can reach out on your behalf to push out the Rocket Wash gift cards. There are 5 options for purchase. There is a standard car wash, the Jupiter car wash. There's the unlimited Jupiters, unlimited Mars, $25 gift cards, and $50 gift cards. Those will go on sale. So even if you don't submit the emails, although we hope that you will, so we can extend our stretch, those will be available to all members and families on March 8th, which is Monday. We currently have concluded our Stuff and Love fundraiser, and delivery of the animals that were purchased will be on March 20th, and that pickup will occur at the church next door, the Lutheran Church of the Resurrection. And then our upcoming restaurant night is on March 9th at McDonald's. It's the McDonald's on Green Bay Road. So we hope that you can come between 4 and 7 p.m. And when you go, please mention Goodland Montessori, as we will receive 20% of all profits towards the school. And I just wanted to let everyone know we did a phenomenal job of supporting a local business for Wells Brothers. And we were able to, initially, we were only going to get gift cards from Wells Brothers, but we did so well, we made a profit of $600 on Wells Brothers. So we were graciously allowed to renegotiate the terms of our fundraiser. So we did get a gift card for the auction in the amount of $100, and then we had a couple of other $25 gift cards. But ultimately, we did very well, and he would like to see us again. So we will absolutely be doing that again, because it was good food and good profit. So thank you guys for supporting the local business. And it just so happens it was the 100-year anniversary of Wells Brothers, so it was right on time. So, and Missy, I'm not sure of the time yet. We were set to do 10 to noon, but the church is having another function, so I'm in the process of renegotiating the time with the pastor. So, but I assume it'll be a 2-hour block, but it'll be as close to 10 to 12 as we can be. Does anyone else have any questions? Okay.
Good evening, everyone. It's Carolyn here, just talking real quickly, giving you an update on the grants committee. First and foremost, if you have any experience or interest in fundraising, additional fundraising for the school in terms of gifts, if you've experienced in that, please reach out to me. You can either email me at vicepresident@montessoripta.org or the membership email or the grants email. I watch all three of them, so feel free to shoot me an email. We're gonna have a development subcommittee off of the grants committee that's gonna focus on those gifts. My work background is in gift and grant raising, so just kind of goes hand in hand for me. In terms of potential grant opportunities that we're seeking, we'll be seeking some money, will be for an encyclopedia for the library, some support for the greenhouse. Other ideas on the table are an eco-friendly outdoor equipment, and then books on racial justice and curriculum opportunities for racial justice. So those were some of the ideas that came out of our committee, but also were discussed with Principal Johnson. So quickly, I don't see any questions in the chat. I'll just move right on to membership because I got the next slide. And the membership updates. So we had 5 members. I'm looking at Carmen here. I was like, we got an extra one at the end. So we had 5 new members in February, and we were gracious enough to give another $25 gift card away. It was a gift that I gave away. So we're all good there. This is going to be the last membership drive of the year, and I'm looking forward to having a new one early in the fall, right around the time when the kids are going back to school. And if anybody's interested in that piece, I'm always looking for committee members for that too. So Elizabeth just put it in the chat, 72 members strong. So my hope is that we can get to 100 with the next school year. I think we can totally do that because we more than doubled our numbers for this year. So thanks. If any questions from anybody, feel free to put them in the chat, or if you have them right now, I'd be happy to take them. Hearing none. All right.
I also just want to highlight the fact that our members should be on the lookout. You are going to have a very special gift coming soon. So thank you for supporting the PTA and being parent leaders. And next up is Robin with reflections.
Hello. I am very excited to announce that we have our first art club workshop on March 12th at 5:30. It's going to be on Zoom because that's the best way for now. It is going to follow up on our reflections competition, so it will be geared toward kids making works of art on that theme of I Matter, because Kat and I will be doing a little bit of a lesson, but we're also really looking forward to having some time for students to share their artwork, their passions, their interests, and you know, what's going on with their days. Oh, and follow up, in May, we would like to gather all this physical art and put it up in a physical space and look at it and celebrate our Montessori artists. And Art by April and the Black Arts Council of Racine have very generously offered to give us a space to do that and support our efforts. We're very grateful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So now we have a word from Principal Johnson. Unfortunately, Principal Johnson can't be with us this evening, but she did send along some updates on all of the topics that were to be discussed tonight. So first, we wanted to talk about the numbers in case parents were interested in knowing the breakdown per classroom based on reentry. So that is for you to see on this slide right here. And then information on the forward testing. All third graders will be taking part in the forward testing that elect and don't opt out. You do have the ability to opt out if you are not comfortable going into the school to take the exam. It is a 70 minutes broken down into 3 sections: writing, listening, reading, and math. And there is a link, you can't see it on the slide, but there is a link that takes you to practice exams. So even if you aren't sitting for the exam, it would be a really good idea to have your students at least take the practice exams. And we have, luckily, amongst us, Miss Missy Becker, who is our testing coordinator, who can answer any questions that anyone may have in regards to the forward testing.
I am going to jump in real quick. The ELA, the English Language Arts test, it says it's 70 minutes. It's not 70 solid minutes of testing. It's broken down into, you know, this is going to be a 15-minute test. This will be a 30-minute test. So it's not like you're spending 70 minutes solid on the computer testing. They are done on the computer. And they are going to practice in class. And for the parents that are remote, I'm sure the teachers will be sharing out the link for you guys to practice. Because of the way everything with schooling is this year, they did drop the writing section. We're not doing writing this year. We're just doing ELA and math. Next year, 4th graders will have to do a science section as well as writing and I think social studies. So. Any questions?
I have one. Is there a date? Because I know that it's broken down, but do they have dates on when they're actually going to take these tests in class yet?
There's a huge testing window. I don't think
there's a window, but do we?
Well, I know there's but okay. I don't think we as a school have settled exactly on exactly what date we're doing it. It's like a 4-week, 5-week long window that we can start administering the test. I do know that because we're just starting back in person, getting into the swing of it, we don't want to test right before spring break. I mean, it's coming up sooner than we can even believe because next week is only 2 days of school. Wednesday's asynchronous, Thursday, Friday parent-teacher conferences. So we're not even set in the schedule. So we're looking at testing probably the 2nd week after we return from spring break. That gives us a window to get through testing and make up for students who are sick and all of that. At this point, I don't know if it's public knowledge in the district yet, but right now we're trying to figure out how we're going to test children who choose to stay remote but aren't going to opt out. So at this point, the district's plan is we're just not going to test.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Ms. Becker, can you explain, perhaps, I know parents have the option to opt out of the testing, correct?
Yes.
So what is the impact of that? If parents were to choose to do that, what is the impact then to our school?
I'm not exactly sure because this is the first year we've had to do it. I think it, in turn, does an impact on our school report card. But we haven't been a school long enough to have a history of testing that some point, the fact that this is the COVID year of trying to return from virtual remote, something has to shake out in the wash. I actually have another training with the district-wide testing person Wednesday. I had to think what day it was. Next Wednesday, I have a meeting with her. I can ask those questions and let you guys know.
All right, I have one more question. So because we chose to be remote, is there an option that if I choose for my kids to take the test, that it can be administered on a nice day outside and not in the school building? Or does it have to be done in the building?
I'm going to tell you the Wi-Fi, once you cross the threshold of the door to get out onto the playground, we lose signal.
Okay.
So I can talk to Miss Johnson and figure out where we could put children in the building. We have some unused classrooms. I mean, I don't necessarily, that wouldn't be my favorite option, just because who wants to be in a classroom that's not set up and not part of the building that they're typically used to being in. But I will ask all of these questions of Carrie, that's the lead district person. And I will really start asking Lisa for, hey, we have to have a plan, and how are we doing this?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So we will have a spring spirit wear sale. It'll begin on March 29th. We also have an upcoming parent education night that will be held on Wednesday, March 24th. The last one was at 6:30, so I assume this one will be at 6:30 as well. And it looks as if there will be discussion on Monday about what the topic is. And I don't know what the last part is, so we will just keep going. Does anyone have any unfinished business that they believe we need to bring back to our attention? We didn't have any submissions, so it would then turn into new business because it would go on our next agenda. Does anyone have any new business items they'd like to bring to the agenda for next month? Okay, so I will circle back to the audit since we got done before Anissa could get on the line. I will just let everyone know that our audit was completed. It was successful. It has been submitted to the state for approval, and there were no glaring errors or omissions or anything of that nature. So we're in line with the recommendations of the National PTA. Does anyone have any questions or concerns or issues? Hearing none. Yay, we're done super early. We can adjourn for the evening at 6:42 p.m. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate your support.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.